Happened in the 90s.
Matt was the fat kid, Steve was the black kid. Life wasn't always great, but you know what was? The 90s. Happened in the 90s. Yeah!
The first house Kevin and I bought wasn't much, but it was ours. And on nights when we'd relax under the stars and enjoy a good bottle of wine, it was hard to think of it as anything but perfect. Hey, it was our first house.
Here's to each and every day. Sutter home.
Steve, where are you right now?
I am in Columbus, Ohio with my friend Matt G.
It's been 10 years. We've enjoyed a nice Thanksgiving together, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays to all the listeners, all the watchers, all the happened in the 90s ites.
Yeah,
I guess we could call them.
Happy Turkey Day.
Happened in the 90s ites. I like that.
90s-ites?
It's a lot. It's a mouthful. We'll work on that.
90 or... No, that's too close to 49ers. I don't know.
Yeah,
Happened
you can't
in the
do that.
Niners?
No, that's not happening. But we'll figure that out. We're working it out. We're tweaking that.
Yeah, man. Like the last time I saw you, you were living in Los Angeles, and I don't think you met Kendra yet because this was 2014.
Nope.
I had an annual thing for like 4 years where I come to Los Angeles, check y'all out, and be there for like a week, maybe week and a half. This 1 year I was there way too long. But and I'd call it Steve Week. And 2014 was the last time I saw you, man. I remember we had just came from one of those pop-up parties that lasted until sunrise. And we went back to Jordan's place, crashed for a minute, and you got up early, and you were like, man, I think I'm going to bounce. And I gave you a big hug, man. Like, I had just lost my grandmother while I was out there that previous Thursday. I found that out, and I just needed a friend, man. I needed, like, I was in Los Angeles, like, in a celebratory mood, and then found that out while I was out there, man. And I needed to just vent to any and everybody, man, around me. And luckily, man, I had you and Jordan. And like I was in a spot, bro. And that was the last time I saw you, man. Like
It's been too long. 10 years.
Yeah, and I did that because I didn't know the next time I was going to see you, man.
Well, we're here now, dude. And we didn't have a podcast then. We never even knew what a podcast was, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe we did, but it's been great. A couple rough spots. I had a little miscommunication with Steve where I thought he had insulted our beautiful Thanksgiving Day dinner, but really all he did was kind of throw a little bit of shade to Good Burger 2.
It was only the Good Burger 2. And the thing was, like you said, you asked me that after we had just watched Good Burger 2, and we had already ate probably like a couple hours before that.
Yeah.
And so like that's why I thought you were referencing the movie, and I was like, it was all right. You were talking about the food.
Motherfucker,
so,
I'm on 10 on this one.
Oh man, and let's get to that, man. I just gotta say, man, like y'all told me there was going to be a ratchet Kroger as we left the car, and as we're checking out, there's this lady that's going back and forth with this meth head. And all I could hear was, I'm on 10. I'm on 10 with this one. Just as we're about to leave, check out and leave. And they told me, like, yeah, this one's a little rowdy. And it's like, yeah. It was kind of like before you leave, we need to show you how we get down.
Also, you just can't walk somebody into that kind of situation and because you got to buy food there. You got to get through that. And you got to know going in that, I mean, you're definitely going to hear some shit going on. You're going to hear something, but there might be a fight. There might be a meth head coming in doing God knows what. One of those KFC boys.
The KFC boys, man.
You know, the legends.
That's a thing. That's totally a thing. The KFC boys.
They'll get you. But she wasn't having it. But luckily we made it out, had a lovely Thanksgiving. And since, other than just enjoying our time together, doing our due diligence, I just want everybody to know we're responsible. We're watching as much 90s stuff as we can just force feed ourselves. You know,
Yeah.
just really packing it in.
It is our happy place.
We have to. It's
Yeah.
kind of an obligation at this point. We do this for you guys and ourselves.
and our egos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, like I don't know. We've definitely been giving you some tips on what to watch. You know, Cat Daddy, and
Yeah.
you know, Cat Daddy. He might look like a wrestler that we know, or he might look like a relation to somebody. And I think you brought that up, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of looks like this guy named Prince Albert and Perry Saturn. There was a guy named Prince Albert who had them same kind of like mutton chop, like Wolverine sideburns,
Ugh.
and
That was a '90s thing too, wasn't it? Like those like really outlandish sideburns.
the outlandish side, like the Guy Fieri, and then the guy wears the bowling alley shirt like every different scene. It seems about.
Yeah.
Like I hate to look at his closet.
Well, Cat, let's just let everybody know. If you just don't know what we're talking about, I don't know what his name is. It's something insane. He sounds like a stripper, but
Galaxy Jackson,
Galaxy Jackson.
or Jackson Galaxy.
Yeah, he's like he fights international terrorists. You know, he's in space fighting somebody, God knows who, some alien force.
Shaquille Sunflower.
But dude, he's a cat behavioralist, I think is what the lower third says.
Bro, I'm sure he does like shit with rodents in his spare time.
I feel like he's one of these guys that teaches tantra sex, but only to like a class of one, and it's a dude.
Yeah.
You know, it's like one of those deals.
But it also looks like the dude from Smash Mouth, or like
Yes.
he kicks it with him.
Oh, he's definitely, they've hung out, especially because they're kind of on the same level now of fame, you know? I feel like he's going up, Smash Mouth's coming down.
You might as well be lying at the sun.
Maybe he's going to be like one of the guests, you know? Cat Daddy's going to have to help him with one of his cats, you know? How do you get him out of a corner, Smash Mouth?
Well, that guy, I think his name was Steve, actually. The lead
Steve?
singer,
Is he dead?
Yeah, he just passed.
Shout out to Steve. Rest in peace. Sorry.
Yeah, that other Steve.
He never got to meet Cat Daddy.
Yeah, it's
That's all right.
unfortunate. We
Well,
still have a shot.
But what did you think of, because you brought this up on one of the Lost recordings that we just did, but let me get your hot take on Perry Saturn's style. Would you rock that? Could you rock that?
Nah.
No?
You know what? I can't go fully bald. That's why I'm trying to hold on to the little bit.
Why do
I
you
got.
think that, though?
Was that?
Why do you think you can't go fully bald? Because I'm telling you
I
right
don't
now,
have the head for it, man.
Okay.
I have those Shane Battier ridges at the top, and
okay.
I have a rocket head. So if I did I'll give Perry Saturn that. Like he's got the right shape of head to get off. I'm trying to ride this till the wheels fall off, Matt. That's what I'm trying to say.
I mean, I gotta say, we got it well lit. I like the hairline looks great to me. Like if I pulled this hat off, it's a shit show. You know, we're not working on the same thing, but
You can at least do the Pat Riley slick back.
yeah. But if you get some light on that, it's a thin forest.
But and you're a tall man,
Well,
6'2",
that-
so it's like unless you're dating Pat Summitt, you're good.
Never got the chance. But you know, I gotta say, if we were talking about Pat Summitt, my wife, no idea who the woman was. Felt bad.
I mean, hey, women's sports, man. Like I know people who don't know who Charles Barkley is.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Hey,
Sorry, that was a bad Charles, but that's crazy though. You don't know who fucking Charles Barkley is? Do you have a soul?
that's the thing. It exists.
That's the thing. Well, it's good to have you, Steve.
It's
And
good to see you, man.
happy holidays to everybody, and welcome to 146 of Happened in the 90s live and in living color.
Last week, millions witnessed a major Star Trek event.
Time.
Wednesday, the drama continues on Voyager.
You are under arrest. On what charge?
Because nothing can prepare you for what happens next.
Captain, you can't let them do that.
No. Wait.
And why.
You don't understand the truth of violence.
In an episode that's going to totally blow your mind. All new Voyager.
Tonight at 9 on Q58.
And hey, boys and girls, this is Steve G and Matt G with Happened in the 90s, a show where we talk about what happened in the 90s. So get out your flubber tapes and your Kindle Gill autographs, because 1 + 1 is always 2. I'm the goo with a treat for you. My drink works well with any snack, so get back, Shaq, because it's the goo attack. Goo, 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 goo. All right.
Nice.
Well, today, my friend, we're talking all things November 30th in the 90s. Starting off in 1990, Misery premieres. After a famous author is rescued from a car crash by a fan of his novels, he comes to realize that the care he is receiving is only the beginning of a nightmare of captivity and abuse. Directed by Rob Reiner, starring James Caan, Kathy Bates, Francis Sternhagen, Richard Farnsworth, and Lauren Bacall.
And if you look at the cover of this movie or just see like a picture of it, you're gonna say to yourself, "This is probably a boring old movie."
Shit look whack as fuck.
Yeah, but I gotta say, even to this day, I feel like I don't know if you call it a horror movie necessarily, but it is. It's a good movie, thriller maybe, suspense.
Yeah. And they picked the right person for it because Kathy Bates, she can play crazy.
The craziest of crazy. And this is basically what happens in this movie, for anybody who doesn't know, is that she basically takes this guy, he crashes his car, and he does that by accident. I don't think she makes the car crash.
Because he's up in like the hills and it's snowy and shit.
But then, he's dying on the side of the road in a broken car. She pulls him out, and this guy's like an author. And Kathy Bates is his biggest fan, and somehow fate brought this guy to her doorstep. She puts him in bed, but what you don't find out is that this bitch is crazy as fuck and wants to keep this dude in this house basically forever, I think.
Yeah.
To write her own stories.
And I can't help but think, what if it was somebody that you were a big fan of? And that shit happened.
Hunter S. Thompson, his car just like busted, I don't know.
Not necessarily an author. What if it was Kelsey Grammer?
Oh, I just misery Kelsey Grammer in bed.
Yeah.
Like, Kelsey.
What was your favorite episode?
Kelsey, you got to write another episode, man. Do one where you and Niles do drugs together. Come on. I want to see this. I can't. I won't. Just clock him in the ankle.
You will, damn it.
Ah! I don't know, Steve. I mean, I wouldn't do that to Kelsey because I respect the man too much, and I'm not a psychopathic lunatic.
Okay.
But Kathy Bates is.
All right.
And this shit goes ham in the worst way. And I love that what the person she captures is a man who, by all accounts, I've never even seen act scared in a movie. Jimmy Caan. He's kind of getting bitched out by Kathy Bates the whole time, and I love that.
You don't usually see him that vulnerable, man. Especially when he is most famous for being one of the Corleones.
Yeah. And this whole movie is basically him. It's one of those like one-room movies, basically, where everything takes place in the bedroom, and he's figuring it out. He's scheming to, trick her so he can get away, and it just never works out for him for most of the movie. She famously hobbles him and puts like a log in between his ankles and smashes his ankles. And that's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's what I think I remember. Because even as a kid, when I saw this, way too young, that part freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah. And I think they spoofed it one time on In Living Color.
I'm sure they did. Especially if this came out in 90.
Yeah.
They had to.
And your boy Stephen King, man, he said that this is his favorite character.
Well, that's interesting that he said that. And I think it's also interesting that of any movie or property that you see, most of it's like supernatural shit or crazy shit with Stephen King, something that's this is just some crazy normal woman. There's no ghost, there's no portal to another dimension. They're not going in between realities and stuff. It's just straight up a crazy chick that wants to keep this dude in her house, and basically she almost does, Steve, like forever.
Yeah. And she won't let her boy play foosball.
She won't let him do shit. And what's weird also is Is there like a romantic part where he's trying to like sort of seduce her a little bit?
He's trying to run game,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, she catches on to it. It's like, no, you gonna die tonight, motherfucker.
I'm a good Christian girl, you sick fuck. Yeah, it's a crazy movie. Check it out though, because if you like just really like, I don't know, crazy people movies, I guess, like a suspense thriller involving a lunatic, this is a good one.
Yeah. Shout out Kathy Bates and Jimmy Caan, R.I.P. But in 1991, Saved by the Bell is airing No Hope with Dope. A famous film star comes to Bayside to shoot an anti-drug public service announcement. The gang is enchanted by him, but when they go to a party at his house, they discover he is a hypocrite.
Johnny, what's his name?
Johnny Dakota.
That's pretty fucking cool. That sounds like a Quentin Tarantino character, you know?
Yeah. It's no Storm Sutherland.
That's epic. That's a powerful name. But yeah, this is a PSA, one of those episodes they use to really hammer that dare mentality home, Steve.
Yeah. Did you graduate from dare?
I mean, as a 5th grader, I remember a dare officer coming in and showing us drugs, the bags of drugs and stuff. So I guess technically I did, but if you do drugs after the fact, are you still a graduate?
Yeah.
Because I did.
I'm still mad at them for lying to me about how prevalent it is that people share their drugs. Like that doesn't happen.
They made it seem like people were just giving us drugs back, and like you got to stay away from these things. Like people are just handing them out. That's not the case. But the tone of how hard they go against weed now is laughable.
Seriously,
You know?
It's like you're smoking crack, man. But this was NBC Saturday morning at half hour after the Adventures of Gummy Bears. So of course they would, they got to go hard. And this is still the Bush administration. Bush won. And as a 7-year-old, I was eating up all of this shit, the patriotic shit, the anti-drug shit.
Oh yeah,
like everything.
Weren't you scared of weed back in the day? I was like, I can't touch this shit. It's gonna make my mind gonna make me an insane person. That's hilarious. But these people, what was I gonna say? Oh, just the NBC Dare connection, like whatever agreement that they had. That was a strong agreement because they spent a whole episode on this. Steve, there's millions of dollars put to. There's at least hundreds of thousands.
In Johnny Dakota, the kids find out that he's in town and he's coming to Bayside. He's trying to decide which school should he pick to shoot this PSA, this anti-drug PSA. And so Lisa, she has the vapors, as Bismarck he would say, as Snoop would say, "Ooh, Johnny in town. Ooh, he's my favorite. Ooh, I want to just do whatever he tells me. Ooh, Johnny Dakota. Oh."
She's gushing, and then he walks in, Steve. The man himself walks in, and she falls out.
Oh,
almost busts her head. But Johnny Dakota, this guy looks familiar. I don't know who that played Johnny Dakota, but the handsome cheese ball look that I'm seeing here, I feel like this guy played this a couple of times.
He looks like a fake ass Johnny Cage, but he was in like a very short-lived NBC show around this time, where I think he was a part of a singing ensemble or some shit.
It's Johnny Dakota.
It's Johnny fucking Dakota, or the guy who plays him.
Screech almost gets in it with him, which I like. They bump shoulders. Screech is like, "Why don't you mind your fucking manners?" He doesn't say that. He says it in Screech language, but he's like, "Why don't you be polite?
Yeah,
mind your manners or whatever." I don't know, but Screech be Screech. But I like this. Like, we saw this in Family Matters last week. The nerds are sticking up for themselves, and I never saw that, but I like to see it.
They're selective. I think Steve was more with the shits than Screech, because, I don't think Screech would pull up on Slayer.
No.
He ain't stupid.
He might. I don't know, Steve. Screech, Dustin Diamond definitely would have pulled up on him back in the day. He would have gotten cray-cray in a cray way, but...
Because he wasn't getting none.
But Johnny Dakota... whoever this guy is in the Bayside world, he's hot shit. Lisa loves him. Fucking everybody loves him. Goddamn Zach loves him too. Goddamn, they want to be best friends. Or, he wants to get in on the Johnny Dakota swag.
And Zach, always up to no good, but sometimes for some good. A little bit of good. He's already got a plan. And he's like, man, you know what? I know what to do. Johnny's going to pick Bayside. And in a roundabout way, he basically pimps Kelly out. Like the way like she's presented to him, like, and that here is Kelly.
Here's
Kapowski.
our finest woman, Mr. Dakota.
Yeah, it's that simple because all it takes is Tiffany Amber Thiessen stepping out dressed like Nickelodeon graphics, and then you're smitten. Oh my God, I want more of her.
Who is this minx? But he's seen it all, and even Kelly Kapowski, even to Johnny Dakota, this dude can't get enough. He's smitten like a kitten, Steve.
Yeah, I think Bayside is the move.
Yeah, but I do like the fucking subtle shade he throws because they get Johnny into Belding's office, and I don't think Belding even knew that this was a thing, but he's like, yeah, we're just looking for a school for this PSA thing, and Belding's like, wow, you're considering Bayside? He's like, no, you were just the first thing that was out that we saw when we got off the highway, but we're here, so let's check it out.
Location. And I mean, she gets a spot like offered to her on the video. Like
it's Kelly Kapowski.
Yeah, it's Kelly
you
fucking
would
Kapowski.
Too. The Steve G experience does a PSA at Bayside. You're the main girl.
I'm picking Lisa.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
it's on the episode of Crushgasm.
Shout out to Crushgasm real quick, but okay, to each his own, Steve. But to Johnny Dakota, the number one girl on the call sheet, Kelly Kapows.
Yeah. You want to be my muse in my next movie? All my movies. Shit.
Johnny sees something. I feel like Johnny Dakota talks like he's got that Ricky Henderson energy where he's like, Johnny sees something Johnny likes.
Yeah. And she's being the coy, shy. I don't have any boyfriends. But yeah, Kelly, you didn't tell him about the 2 that you had about 3 episodes ago. Yeah, you fast.
I gotta say, this is just another indication that maybe Kelly Kapowski isn't the angel that we all thought she was. Just another one, because we already saw it.
Kapowski is trash.
Sideshow. We need to get that guy on the phone and fucking get the pitch meeting going. So Johnny's, basically sold on Bayside because his new skis is right there.
And not only that, Matt. I forgot the whack-ass Super Bowl shuffle rap that Bayside presented to him on the spot. Did they stay up all night for those bars? Like, some of the shit I don't even think was even half-ass rhyming. Like,
I don't know, did Zach orchestrate this? Did they get, a choreographer? Because they just are like, oh, wait, Johnny, one last thing before you go. Boom, bum, 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 bum. That's Bayside.
That's one of the things I loved about Saved by the Bell. They would just turn into Glee for a scene. What the fuck?
Zach, if it was just the Zach attack, I get it.
Yeah,
they're already a group, but the whole fucking school.
Yeah,
you got a damn. What were those things called where people just went out in public and just danced?
Are you talking about?
We're potheads, Steve. God damn it. Flash mob.
Flash mob.
Thank you to the producer off camera. Flash mob. It's just like a Bayside flash mob. And Johnny really could give a fuck about this, but Kelly's up there, so he's watching.
Put down the crack. You're going to be whack. Here comes another Zach attack.
But, the whole impetus of this is a drug PSA, Steve. So Bayside's in.
Yeah.
Is this where we go to the bathroom and the shenanigans start?
Oh, but before we get there, man, Zach stays scheming like Rick Ross. And motherfucker already has Johnny Dakota merchandise. And he says it's for something. It's bullshit because Zach Morris is trash. It's probably going all to his pockets. And
well, no, that's what... See... What happens is he's just selling it to make money, right? Belding catches him. He's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Fucking making us look bad. Johnny comes in and is like, no. And he's slip sliding away with Zach. He's trying to like trick Belding. He's like, no, Zach said he was going to give this to me. He was going to do charity. This is cool. This is all going to charity. So Belding goes away, but Dakota, is this like 3D chess, Steve, where he's like, I guess they're not together. Zach and Kelly are not together.
No.
So I guess that doesn't really mean anything, but it almost seems like he's manipulating Zach. He's like, hey, I'm cool, so I can fuck the chick that you like.
No, it's got nothing to do with
You're
Zach.
right.
Yeah,
it really
but
doesn't.
I feel like he is doing a chess move because it's like I'm endearing myself to the students. Like I'm already a popular movie star, and so like I'm even more popping. I saw the play, and then like I flipped it. Like I helped them out. So like later down the line,
help me out.
Yeah.
You know, help me help you. So
We
Zach,
see you,
this is
Johnny.
where fucking Zach, he's completely, the hooks are in. He's like, this guy's cool as shit, guys. You guys see this?
Yeah.
I just made fucking $800,000 off of Johnny Dakota doorknobs.
Yeah.
Which I never even thought of that. This motherfucker is gonna be rich.
Even Lisa had to get his Bret Hart shades.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. And you know what she did with those. That's on like some weird mannequin head that she just looks at. Johnny, I love you.
This could be us.
So Johnny's basically, we see that he's not this angel person who's speaking out against drug use. You know, he's being dishonest, even though it's cool. I'm not saying anything bad about it. I love that. Help me get out of trouble. I'm with it. But then we go into the bathroom, Steve. Zach, AC, and Screech are just, I think, talking about how cool Johnny is, gushing. And they get into this bathroom, and oh my God, what is that on the floor? Is that a roach?
Yeah.
Is that a fucking roach? Woo!
How do you know immediately, Slater, that's a roach, despite not being a smoker?
I didn't know what a roach is, as like just like in the weed terminology. You'd be like, that ain't a bug. Like, what are you talking about? If you never smoked weed before, so AC, I see you. Yeah. You're like fucking Schwarzenegger. You train and then you chief.
I would have thought it was a cigarette if I didn't smoke.
Yeah, exactly. We see you too, AC. You fucking pothead.
AC Slater, international player.
Is this where they confront? No, that's not it yet. They don't confront the guy, right?
They haven't played detective yet because I think all three are in there: Screech, Slater, and Zach. And then Johnny comes in and sees Slater holding the roach. He's like, "Wait, what's that?" Like playing ignorant. Like, what's that? Is that a joint?
Johnny Dakota see a joint.
Oh my God, he's not gonna want to do the PSA at Bayside now. Oh, we'll never get on public access. So now he's just like, oh, don't worry about it, man. I throw it away.
You know, he did that cop shit where he's like, yeah, I'll throw it away.
Yeah.
Johnny went to fucking the biology lab.
Johnny
chiefed up.
Yeah, it was his whole time. But they go into the meeting about the PSA, and now Zach and Slater, they're talking like, man, we did see Skull. What was his name? Scud. Yeah, we did see Scud coming out of the bathroom. But maybe it was him. He's dumb as fuck. So like they confront him about it. He's like, no, dude, I don't even know anything about a roach or a joint.
Scud doesn't know anything about that. I like Scud has like a 40-year-old trucker prostitute as a girlfriend that goes to Bayside.
Yeah. Who's credited as party girl?
Scud. They just stupid kids. They don't know what pot is. It's okay, Scud.
Scud looks familiar too. He looks like he's one of the nasty boys.
Well, he's also Ox about 3 episodes later, and he'll be known as Ox. Like, it's like why?
You gotta flip. Sometimes you gotta flip personas though in school. Scud, Ox. It's all the same thing. Yeah. He's a meathead. We
were that dumb too in the '91, but yeah, man. So they confront him. He was like, "Nah, dude, it wasn't me." And it's like, for some reason, I believe him.
There's something about Scud. He's not a dishonest man.
Yeah, he's got sleeves on his leather jacket this time.
Smells like shit, but god damn it, he's got good morals. You wouldn't expect that. But who is it then? If not Scud's roach, Steve, whose?
Oh, and then they have the sit around where everyone's sharing stories about drugs. Oh, Lynn Bias, that's what AC Slater mentions. And then I think Zach, he talks about Belushi, how he passed from speedballs. And then Party Girl. Like, where did you come from, Party Girl? And
I got stabbed when I was smoking crack with one of my Johns.
yeah, like her brother, he got into an accident or something from being on drugs, and now he's in a wheelchair. And yeah,
Tragedy befalls Bayside, but also Spano gives a shout out to those speed pills that she got addicted to.
yeah, she was so excited, man.
She was, man. She was amped up on those things. So, you know, we see this, and I love the manipulation of the Johnny Dakota where clearly this guy's a scumbag, but when he catches like AC, Zach, and Screech in the act, he's like, these drugs are bad, guys. He's still putting on those airs. You know what I'm saying? You can't let people know.
Yeah, I mean, he still got to manipulate it because Lisa, she's still starstruck, and she can't even conjure up the words to ask him these questions for the Bayside paper. And the questions were, do you kiss on the first date? Do you sleep in PJs? And would you marry me? And Johnny is just like, sure, if I didn't want to ask Kelly.
Kelly, so, you know, you just fucking broke Lisa Turtle's heart. Johnny says that, and he also, I think this is when Zach and everybody comes in, and right after this, he invites everybody to a party, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
One of those cool Hollywood parties that high school kids can go to.
You kids are cool. I remember this Slater guy from that Disney show back in the day. Why don't y'all come to my house? Well, there'll be chips and dip and soda.
Maybe a couple of pixie sticks. We'll have some candy for you guys. Come over.
And Coke.
But secretly, he's like, man, I hope they bring that Kelly bitch over.
Oh, my goodness.
Me and my agent are going to tag team her. But we don't know that yet, Steve.
Oh,
but the
knows.
the gang's excited. They're going. And then we cut to the party. And I got to say, it's not really a poppin' party. It doesn't seem like something I want to go to. There seems to be like a mix of 50 to 40 to even these high school kids. And they're all dressed like bankers or 90s like people that work at JCPenney.
Who rocking those Michael Jordan suits, man. Fucking. But Storm Sutherland and Lou Diamond are there. Luke Diamond.
These are Hollywood elites, Steve. So everyone's just lucky to get there. But then, you know, Screech, like everyone looks kind of cool. Like Zach, everybody pretty like 90s cool with like the sports jackets and the t-shirts and whatnot. But Screech comes in looking like he works on a dude ranch.
That's his version of being cool. And I guess he was going to a cool person's party. But the chick actually strolls up on him like, has anyone ever told you look like Johnny? Like...
Has anybody ever told you look like Johnny?
Johnny handed out roofies.
And I like that Screech is getting this play, but AC can't get a damn thing. AC Slater, the man himself, these bitches are looking at him like fucking hot garbage.
It's like Bizarro World.
No. But as this party progresses, Screech somehow injures himself, I believe. And everybody has to attend to him. They got to get him to the hospital or get him out of there just to like relax.
Yeah.
Everybody except one Kelly Kapowski, Steve.
She could stay.
She can stay. But I think Zach says he's going to be back. Like he leaves and, you know, but he's going to come back. But as everybody's gone, it's just Kelly. What does fucking Johnny Dakota start doing? He starts doing starting to do a sesh.
Yeah, well, Blanche sport coat comes from the back and has a joint and offers it to Johnny. It's like, oh yeah, Kelly, you want to get on this?
Is
that pot?
I can't.
I hate when they call it pot, by the way. Is that pot?
Is that hashish?
Yeah, and then Zach, he comes back in and he sees Johnny holding the joint. He's like, Zach, you want to get in on this? Yeah,
Come on, man. And Zach, the stellar fucking human being he is, he's like, no, Johnny. No, what? I trusted you.
This is what Zach did. I am appalled.
shocked and appalled.
I can't believe you, Johnny Dakotas.
And Kelly's like, Zach, please get me out of this fucking hellhole. These people are smoking pot. And they leave, Steve. They bust out. Leaving Johnny there I'd be like, hey, more for me. See you fucking chuds.
And next day at Bayside, they spill it all. Zach spills it all. Kelly spills it all. And the whole crew knows. The whole school knows. Oh, he smokes pot. He's the biggest piece of shit. Oh, we ain't showing him no flavor now. Oh, Lisa, she's dried up now. I used to not even have the words or have the courage to say the words I wanted to you. But now that I can talk to you, I don't want to. Ooh.
And Zach, he looks at Zach and goes, come on, man. We got to get the shoot going. Zach's like, I can't, Johnny. I just can't do it. I can't make myself say these lies. Yeah. Come on, man. Like, you cool, man. You got a fucking brick phone. You're going to be ordering weed in a couple of years. Once you get out of high school, you're going to be doing it.
You got me looking weak out here, man. Like, I picked y'all and everything.
And then they get to the shoot. So, like, now Johnny knows these kids are he's like, well, fuck you kids. We're going to shoot this thing and we'll be up out of this. Or, like, he's like, no, it doesn't matter what you kids think. Shoot this. I'm Johnny Dakota. Let's roll. They go to shoot, and, Zach, as the leader, he's like, we're not doing this, Johnny. We're on strike.
In unison.
And they leave. They bust out. And Johnny's like, you know what? I don't need this school. I don't need any fucking people.
Fuck Bayside. I'm going to y'all's rivals. Who was it? I can't even remember.
I'm going to Compton and I'm going to fucking shoot this shit there. Fuck you people. So he's gone. Belding's like, hey, what the fuck is going? This is a huge opportunity. Johnny said he was going to hook me up with one of the Fly Girls.
Man, we were going to have you in a scene with AC Slater. And he's a all-year athlete.
Come on. But they're like, look, man, the guy was smoking on a joint. He was smoking the devil's lettuce. What are we supposed to do?
He's horrible.
He's the devil.
He's going to hell.
His name should be Johnny Devil, because that's what he is.
But in comes Brandon Tartikoff on a favor of Richard Belding, because apparently they go back. And Brandon Tartikoff at the time, he was the president of NBC, and he was responsible, they say, of bringing NBC back above water. There was a time when network TV in general was having a lull, and people just didn't give a fuck about sitcoms. The family sitcom was getting weak. It was getting refurbished, and everything was being seen. And then it was under his tutelage or under his era where the Bill Cosby Show came about, Cheers came about, Family Ties in the 80s. And, he was there all the way up until around this time when he shows up on Saved by the Bell. And he wanted the chick that would eventually marry Mr. Belding.
She didn't want him, though, Steve.
She didn't want him.
She wanted the Bell dog, which I get. How can you resist that ravishing human being?
You guys.
But he's like, we're going to they shoot a PSA. And conveniently, as soon as they're done shooting, they watch it together, starring Zach, all of the hits, and it's a pretty intense PSA, Steve.
It's like it was directed by Raven. I don't know. Crazy, stupid, dumb.
That's what weed is, and that's what you are if you smoke it. This is Zach Morris. This is Brandon Tartikoff, and I'm telling you, dopes for dopes. But you know what, Steve? This just goes to show you that not only are the kids stars, Belding himself knows the president of NBC. And I question if the bond is that tight, why are you working as a principal, dog? Get a job with Tartikoff.
Make a phone call or two, man.
Instead of getting bitched out by high school kids constantly. That's tough.
You know the tarts? You know tarts? Bro? That's mob ties, bro.
This is my man Tardy Control, aka Pop Tart.
But hey, Matt, there's no hope with dope.
Or is there? Yeah, dude. Legendary. I love this episode of Saved by the Bell. I gotta say, this was a nice like palate cleanser after Kelly Kapowski was getting dicked down by other guys, not Zach.
Yeah.
You know?
And that was a small time window. Like it was probably like she found out about Jeff maybe 2 or 3 episodes. Yeah, she was single. Then here comes Johnny Dakota.
Damn, she was really in like a fuck me phase. She was getting some revenge dick.
Yeah. You got to have that whole phase, men and women.
Hell yeah, I support that. So, Kelly, you know what's going on now. Zach, he ain't smoking that dope.
Yeah. But you are dope. In 1994, My Brother and Me is airing basketball tryouts. Alfie wants to try out for the school basketball team and finds out that he didn't qualify because he is not a team player. But he soon finds out that his 3 buddies did make the basketball team.
This is a probably experience we both shared, just like in childhood athletic situations. I don't know how many times you had to try out for a team as a kid.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Well, I had to try out for every basketball team, and I never got cut from there. I never got cut from a team. Humble brag.
So you played later than I did. I was like I played until we got to like after junior high, and then I was done with it after that.
Yeah.
You had to try, you know.
But I do remember seeing the dejected look on the kid's face that didn't make the team.
It's heartbreaking. I did it one time, even and I feel like this is super young, but before I moved to Ohio, I played Little League, and I was a badass baseball player as a little kid. And in 4th grade, that's when you stepped up to like not the little shitty kid league and you actually played real baseball. Yeah. And they made you try out for the teams. And I was 9 years old. And I, to my credit, made the team. Even though if you ask my dad, he's like, there's no fucking way you're going to make that team. But I did, Steve, because I was a stud.
I think it's hilarious your dad actually said that to you.
Well, after the fact, you know. He had a couple things. On that same team, I made a Ken Griffey-like home run save in the outfield.
It was like Ken Griffey?
I'm telling you, I fully extended and jumped. I don't know how far off the ground my little fat ass got, but in my head, 10 feet, Bo Jackson-like catch, saved a home run. Was almost put on the shoulders of my team.
Now he's Bo Jackson.
But I do remember in that one, or even when we played like Little League, when kids couldn't do it or they just quit because they sucked or got cut. And yeah, that's a tough thing to eat. You know, that's a lesson you got to learn as a kid. I mean, but as this age, the Dee and Alfie age, this is tough.
And they start the episode off where they're having tryouts. And, you know, I remember it being like a 3-day, maybe 4-day process. And maybe this is the first day. And I see a familiar face in Dennis Scott. He's the coach of the basketball team for the little guys and the older school, the older grade.
They got him working double duty. And the motherfucker, he's a good coach. But can't remember a name worth a goddamn. Maybe doesn't want to.
For shit. He thinks Goo's name is Glue or Boo.
I love that, Glue. Hey, Glue, get over here. Nah, he's calling me that because of my D.
Yeah. Pause. And Alfie, we quick to find out that Alfie, he thinks he's Curly O'Neal out here. And he's fucking stopping at the half court, doing like behind the leg, under the leg, around the leg.
I mean, I never got that, Steve. I'm a fundamental basketball player at heart. I never had the flash.
You Tim Duncan with it?
Exactly. I wasn't doing the professor shit behind the back, in between the legs, and he's doing it all. He's got some skills, Steve. He's clearly, of these chuds, the best.
He's the showcase, man.
You know, that's AI. That's that team's Allen Iverson.
And I mean, even the coach, Dennis Scott, he tells him, "Man, you were good. Good. I was great,
motherfucker." Yeah, Alfie's got that like Willie Beeman shit going on, where you know he's good, but he doesn't want to hear anything but "you're the best ever."
And then Dee, it's always funny when he's talking to his little homies, like Donnell. He's like, they gonna promote me to team captain. No, they gonna make me the team general. But they don't even. And Harry, he was like, they don't even have a team general. They will when I make this motherfucking
Hell
team.
yeah. I like that confidence, though.
Hey, I applaud that.
You gonna make a job up for me, fucking coach Dennis Scott. But Goo and Alfie, they're both showing off. They look like they're trying out for the Globetrotters and not some elementary school team that they are. And these tryouts are in full effect. I don't think this is where exactly somebody gets picked, but we do see them do a bunch of crazy shit. We see a couple of basically them just doing every trick possible in the And One catalog.
And one of the things I love about this episode, it captures the child's mind, a young athlete mind. Because like I remember like when we were playing basketball, thinking that same like level, like I was already signed. Like like I'm gonna do the commercial, and like this is all going on in your mind, and that's what they were doing. Yeah. They hadn't even been picked for the team, and Alfie, he's got his mind made up on some new Alfie Skies or Sky Alfies or some shit.
I mean, straight he's got the Nike contract already signed in his head because he's like, when we're superstars, I mean, it's only a matter of time.
Space Alfies.
Alfie, one question: how do you jump so high?
Yeah. And Dion is interviewing him, like, and then, I mean, what we came here for is that motherfucking Goo punch. Because Alfie's got the shoes, Goo's got the juice.
You got the juice now, Goo.
And, this is one of those things, man, not just for us, but for, like, 90s kids, where this will live rent-free in my head. Even if you don't know the lyrics, you know about some Goo punch.
You know the hook.
You know the hook.
I don't know all the words, and Steve, to his credit, said he doesn't know all the words either. We're potheads, but Goo, Goo, that shit is fire. So I gotta say, if I'm comparing commercials, these imaginary commercials, Alfie's not the marketing genius. Goo, he's already got. He's 6 ways from Sunday. He's already got this thing planned. And I'd buy Goo Punch. I'll buy it right now. God damn it!
It might be hotter than that soup on Jerry.
The best. It's the best. Yeah, it's the best juice, Jerry. You had this Goo Punch? I'm all about it. So, they gotta get to the league first. And if those skills I'm seeing are any indication, they're well on their way. But when it happens, Goo's gonna be a trillionaire off this juice.
They have to get on the team first.
I mean, truth be told, yes.
Because like they still have about a couple more days left or one more day, and again, Alfie, he's showboating, man, to the point where Goo is wide open, and he's ignoring that and thinking he's Tracy McGrady, just trying to do some And One like professor moves.
Why would I pass to somebody? I'm the best player on the team.
And it's obvious that he's just showboating at this point. It's becoming too much.
Well, and see, now these showboats, the first day is one thing because they're just like doing layup drills and like dribbling drills. So flex all you want. But now these are scrimmages, right? So Alfie's in the older squad. There's 2 different age groups here. So the older guys are getting in these scrimmages. And like Steve said, Alfie, he doesn't see there's nobody on the court. He's got some like Bagger Vance vision where all he sees is himself and the hoop, and anything else is just it's trivial, Steve, because he's going to get that ball in that hoop eventually.
He is AI. Like nobody else.
Practice?
Yeah. Practice.
Talking about passing the ball? Why?
I'm already great. And this motherfucker is so full of himself that he throws a party right there on the court. You know what? Shit. Let me just throw a team party for all the people who got picked on teams. And you loser-ass motherfuckers who didn't get picked too. If you still want to show your face with your dumb ass, like, y'all can come through. Because I know I'm going to be there. It's going to be at my house because I'm going to be on the team.
You guys hear that, Alfie? I just made the team party that's about to come out. I got that shit. It's about to happen right now. Show up in 30 minutes. All I got to do is get my contract real quick from Coach. So that's a done deal.
Yeah, I'm coming from a shoot with
The magic's
Coach.
inside of me, Coach. The magic's here. All I need you to do is give me the contract, and then we're good as gold. But Alfie, he's about to get caught off guard, Steve, because now it's time team announcement. The scrimmages, they're over. Didi, he did his thing on the junior court. I don't think we really saw that, but everybody scrimmaged out. The tryouts are over. Coach Dennis Scott or whatever the fuck his name is, he's about to announce who's on the team. And first, I think the juniors go first, if I'm not mistaken.
They go first, but like the 90s parent, like I love how the mom accepts this as she finds out like secondhand about this party, because Alfie at first was like, oh, what party? What shit? I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I was watching House Party that one night on HBO. But like, so she's like, okay, well, make sure you make something, Melanie. Okay.
Everybody bring a nice little potluck. Alfie's gonna have a party. We'll get something. Well, let me get some streamers. Let me get a stripper. Let me just do this. Tomorrow we'll get you. So that was yesterday. The announcement hasn't even happened. The mom is getting a party started because Alfie's. It's a sure thing, and even the mom's into this. She doesn't say, "Maybe we wait, honey. Maybe we wait." No. I mean, she's seen the greatness on the court in the backyard. So. Dennis Scott, cut the next day. He's announcing the teams. Juniors, it's stressful. But Didi, I think all of his boys make it.
The whole squad makes it. All of Didi's boys, yeah. Didi, Harry, and Dion.
The junior squad?
Or Darnell.
I mean, Harry's the little white boy?
This yeah, man.
Little fucking Mark Price.
Little Chris Mullen. Little Scott Skiles, I'm trying to tell you, man.
So Didi, I mean, this is like, this is a miracle. He didn't think it was going to happen. None of them did. They're a little bunch of little nerds, but
team general
balled out. Now we're to the senior class, and Alfie's like, man, what is it going to be, 1 or 2? Like maybe he's going to call a couple of people before me just to make him feel better. But he's waiting, and there's all these names getting called. But Alfie, like a fat kid at dodgeball, Steve, he's just left waiting.
Actually, it was a list.
Was it a list?
I think because they walked up, because
no,
Alfie was
the guy's announcing it. The guy's definitely announcing it because they're standing next to each other.
He announced it for Moo. I remember because he called Mooberry out.
Oh yeah, shout out to, we do see Goo's little brother, who's a little version of him named Moo, which I love that.
But did he call the other team, the senior team, out too? Because like I felt like he said something like, "Oh, I don't see my name, coach." I thought it was one of them deals.
No, he doesn't get called, and then he's just sitting there like,
okay.
Man, this guy must be illiterate or something. He must have made a mistake. So he walks up to coach and is like, hey, coach, first off, you're dumb because you didn't call my name. So that has to be a mistake, right? And the coach is like, no, Alfie, it wasn't a mistake. You can't pass. You're allergic to passing, and you're a selfish player, and selfish players don't make teams. They're a cancer to teams. So you didn't make the squad, bud.
And you daydream about ugly-ass shoe contracts.
Air Alfies. That was a dumb idea. He's like, damn, how'd you even know that, coach?
Yeah, I'm the coach.
I see everything. I'm Dennis Scott.
Shit, I was on the Magic with Shaquille O'Neal, motherfucker. I know a lot.
So now, I mean, we cut to the house. Party's getting ready to pop off because, they're just waiting for the kids to get home. Didi shows up, and he's feeling himself, Steve. Didi's ready to go. This isn't even his party. He's acting like it. He's acting like he's the king shit.
Oh, he's turned. And he's selling wolf tickets. He capping, as the kids say. He's high capping. He's saying like, shit, I knew I was going to be on that motherfucker. I was just fucking with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'd be doing a little acting and shit too, like.
I didn't want you to feel bad because I was so confident. So I didn't want to act confident. So that's why I did that. Sorry about that.
Yeah, Alfie, you know what I'm saying? Everybody knew he was going to be on the squad. But shit, me.
I told you. No, you didn't. Yeah, I did. Inside. And then Alfie comes in, and he gets in the door, sees the people, and he can't even handle it, Steve.
Yeah, it's too much, man.
I'm going upstairs, man.
The Player of the Year award goes to, and, it doesn't help that as he left the court, the coach kept it real with him. Gave him some straightening. He was saying like, hey, man, well, you want to know why? You're a ball hog. You're not a good team player. And your teammate, your boy, was right underneath the basket. You didn't even care to pass it to him.
He's like, wait, there were people on the court? I didn't even see that. I just had to hit that shot. And I do also like that the coach kind of like says, he's like, because Alfie's like, yeah, but I made the most shots. And he's like, yeah, but you also missed the most shots.
Yeah.
Took 100 shots and you only made 30. But that, we still won. But shit, got to pass the ball. So Alfie, he's taking that home.
All of that.
And he don't even want to, he's like, man, I can't party, man. he goes up into his room, and now it's time for damage control, one at a time.
And I think they decide to go up there both. Well, Dee Dee was going to go up there and talk to him.
Well, Dad goes first, and then he's like, well, you know, Alfie, back in my day, me and your Uncle Lawrence, and it's a lot of that shit where Alfie's like, man, shut up, man. Uncle Lawrence, we jumped on tacks to play basketball. We did crazy shit.
And I like how he mentions Michael Jordan. Parents love bringing up the Michael Jordan. Coaches love bringing up the Michael Jordan story. It's very, I don't know, inspiring, I guess. And then mentally, he's saying, well, yeah, he's playing baseball now.
Look at him. That could be you someday, son. But Alfie doesn't give a shit about that. He ain't going to the party.
Yeah.
So I think the next person is Melanie that goes up. And she goes up and is a sister, but I don't remember what she says, but she comes back down and they're like, well, is he coming down? She's like, yeah, he's coming down. I made him an offer he can refuse. But he refused it and he doesn't show up.
Yeah, well, she was just concerned about all that potato salad she made for this party. It's like, motherfucker, you better come down here. I put a lot of time into them peppers and all that other shit that I put in my potato salad.
Put that little mustard hit on it. I put a little extra lime juice in it. You didn't even know that. You haven't even tasted it yet. How dare you?
And then that's when Dee Dee offers to go up.
Yeah.
And he's like, Goof says, no, man, I'll go up there. It's bad enough that, you know, he didn't make the team. Like, you don't need to remind him that he's your brother.
I love that. Hell yeah. But Goo goes up, Steve, and keeps it all the way real with the dude. Like, this is a good friend. Sometimes Goo has I think people think he's a scumbag, and, you know, rightfully so. He's trying to lay into that Melanie. But he's like, look, dude, you are a ball hog. You even passed to me, and I'm your ace, dude.
Yeah.
Number one. I have you since day one. I would have passed it right back to you.
Basically echoing the same thing that the coach said to him. And, you know.
And Dee Dee also, not to like sidetrack off of this, but he's there, right? And he does say, he's a great brother. He's like, I'm going to quit the team in solidarity for it. I can't have my brother getting cut and I made a team. Fuck all that. So salute to him. But, you know, Goo's the winner here. He's like, look, man, you're a ball hog. It is what it is. He wasn't lying to you. So just accept that and come down to this party.
Yeah, like it was your idea. And just do better. Like understand that this is a team sport. This isn't Jordan versus Bird 101. And, you know, come next season, you'll get a spot on the squad.
When you play NBA Jam, it ain't one guy, there's two. So just remember that, okay?
And actually, they're all winners. Shout out to Dee Dee for being a loyal brother. Shout out to Goo for keeping it real with his homie. And also, shout out to Alfie, man, because despite getting cut from the team, despite feeling like a loser and just dejected, he tells his brother, like, I know how much this means to you. Like, don't do this for my sake. You got your spot. You earned your spot. Stay on that team. Like, so that shows a level of care. Like, man, you know what? I know how much that meant to him.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
like, don't give that up for me. I fucked up. And my homie, the coach, let me know how I fucked up.
It's my brother and me.
My brother and me. And so yeah, man.
But that, I mean, all salute. And then, you know, just because he's a pimp, Goo's like, you gotta come down to this party because there's nothing that the ladies love more than a sensitive dude. So get down there and just, you know, put a tear on and get some adoration.
Yeah.
There's some thickies down there. You got to get down there, bud.
You right. And next year, I'm going to pass more to Muggsy Bogues.
I love it, Steve. This is, man, and we talked about it when we were watching it, but it's just crazy. What, 13 episodes and that's it. That's all there is of this show, but it's so good.
It's one of those, if you know, you know. But in 1996, we lost American singer and ukulele player Tiny Tim at the age of 64.
Tiny Tim creeped me out.
Yeah.
He looks like an Addams Family relative.
Yeah, I remember him from Laugh-In. You know, he was Weird Al before Weird Al, and he didn't do parodies. He did his own, like, original content, man, but, like, you know, he was, like, he had a niche following, if you will. And I think that's what Laugh-In would do from time to time. They brought in like Richard Nixon. They would bring in Tiny Tim, followed by some like, you know, blue collar comic. And this was actually Laugh-In was where Lorne Michaels got his start. I believe he was one of the writers, man.
No, it's like it was predates SNL, and it was they used to like bring this back every once in a while. It was like that wacky '70s thing where people would break out into dances and shit. And isn't this where they'd come through the wall?
Yep,
pop out
with the hippie. It had a very hippie decor to it, man. And you know, Goldie Hawn, that's where she got her start. Lily Tomlin.
But Tiny Tim, can I ask, did he only ever play ukulele? Is that what that's it?
That's it, man.
I mean, I'm going to put a picture up of this guy. Straight nightmare fuel, you know? I feel like if you pitch it down a little bit, that's what they play in hell, you know? It's creepy.
And he suffered a heart attack at a ukulele festival at the nearby. And that sounds like hell.
He's Satan. He was probably the person that founded that shit. Because who else would?
God. Yeah. Like who signed up for that shit?
But I mean, I hate to besmirch the man. I'm sure he made people laugh. But every time I see him, it's like it's like the thing when you wake up and there's like a guy about to murder you. That's the face you're gonna see. He just looks like a mass murderer of some kind, or like a demon.
Yeah, and he had like a Mick Foley kind of like with curls. Think like Mankind 96, 97 era with curls.
But it always looked wet.
Yeah.
You know, he had like that. It's like he took some of Bret Hart's hair grease, but then the stringiness of Mick Foley. You know, it was just a weird look. But that's that time period. Laugh-In. Get a creep with a ukulele. Let's get him out there. Make him famous.
Yeah. R.I.P.
I'm sorry, Tiny Tim.
In 1997, ECW is airing the pay-per-view November to Remember, and it's set in Golden Dome in Monaca, Pennsylvania. Attendance is 4,634, and like it seems like a dump, but that's on par with ECW around this time.
I mean, rents. It's hard to rent. Like those kind of rental prices don't come cheap, Steve. So Monaca, Pennsylvania, the price was right.
Yeah, and as you would imagine, man, it had its share of gore. You got to see a little bit of the four-way tag. It started off with FBI versus the Dudleys. About halfway into it, New Jacks or the Gangstonators.
Gangstonators, I love that. That's great.
Cronus and New Jack, they come in, and after that,
what's gangster about Cronus, though? You know,
he was missing Saturn. He's like, we still got this guy. He still wants to work. His partner left. What do we do? What do we do?
New Jack, here, man.
Oh, and Balls Mahoney and Axel Rotten. That was the fourth team. And according to a lot of shoot interviews, Balls Mahoney is one of the stinkiest wrestlers.
Smell like actual odor.
The thing with Vader, because his name was used a lot. Vader, it was like you said, the leather mask.
Yeah,
you know that's hard to clean or whatever. Balls just refused to clean his clothes. You know, so in between cities, he would travel with that shit, let it linger, put it right back on.
See, I guess in my head, you think of the WWE or any of these wrestling organizations as an organization. So it's like that's their uniform.
Yeah.
They don't give it to somebody in the back and they wash it. They just take that shit off, go to the next city. So that's disgusting. But you know what? You don't want to go to some podunk place and go right to a dry cleaner, Steve. You just want to go, do some coke in a hotel room.
And on top of being just a big motherfucker, like that's a lot of body weight. And
also, isn't he a constant? No, that's Axel. But I mean, they're getting bloody and shit. Like you got to wash that. That's a hygiene issue. That's something waiting to happen. I don't know what the disease is.
Yeah.
Hepatitis, something.
Not a bad card overall, man. RVD versus Tommy Dreamer. That went to a draw, I believe, and this was supposed to be Rob Van Dam and Sabu's last hurrah, I think, because they kept calling them sellouts, Sabu and RVD, because they were like, this is around the time WWF was trading talent. Like
Okay.
they would allow those guys come in on Raw a couple times.
Oh, okay. So even if you weren't going there like permanently, it was like one of those. ECW fans were just hopping on you and just calling you a piece of shit.
That was the thing, yeah.
Okay, I like that. I respect that.
They always look for reasons, man. And there was also the Sandman versus Sabu. That one was good. And the main event was Shane Douglas and Bam Bam, R.I.P.
Damn, dude. Yeah, seeing Bam Bam, man. He was never one of my favorites, but it's crazy to watch him wrestle. Just a big fucking pinball of a dude. But I do have to say, I like the Flame shit better than whatever he had on there, like the Bugle Boy pattern.
Yeah, and I don't know if that was a Vince deal where, you can't wear this shit, or it was just, him wanting to do something different. Maybe it was the latter. And a guy I didn't appreciate until it was too late. Like, I want to say it wasn't until, like, ECW when he had those matches, man. It's like, man, dude was actually legit. Like, he was a big guy. He could move in the ring. He would do somersaults and shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, I didn't really, like, appreciate it at the time when it was happening, man. But, like, R.I.P. to him, man. In 1999, November 30th, Cisco releases Unleash the Dragon. And fuck, Marry, Kill.
Baby, make your booty go.
Like dust like try, dance like what, baby, what. I think I say it again.
I mean, he was just singing a song for what every other guy in that year was thinking. Maybe forever. I don't know how long thongs have been around, but shout out to Cisco for just, saying what needed to be said.
Man, I dyed my hair sophomore year.
No,
thinking,
you did it. You did?
Like, there's a picture in the yearbook. Yeah, man.
Silver?
No, not silver. I dyed it blonde. Like, it was like blonde.
Okay. I remember. You didn't do a platinum, though. You didn't do Cisco status.
But, man, it's because of Drew Hill and Rodman. It's like, man, I'm going to be that black guy. That, like, in hindsight, is like, man, all right. You
didn't like it? You didn't think it worked out?
I liked it. My grandma didn't.
Okay.
She forced me to, like, dye that shit back to black, like, within a week or two. And
what was the reasoning, though? What was the old person logic there? Because I do like that. Because I remember when I considered doing the M&M dye job, I didn't even get the opportunity to explore that too much. I was vilified by my parents. I think it was, I don't even know. Like, maybe it was related to religion. I don't know.
No, she didn't go there. You look stupid.
I love that. I mean, hey, at least she was being forthright. When my mom made up something dumb that I didn't make, she's like, it stands for something. He's a mean. I think it was something related to Eminem being a bad guy. It wasn't. You look stupid, which she should have said because I was a fat fucking dude. There was no way I should have done that. So actually, I should thank my mom. I think. Thanks, Sonia. Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you, Grandma. Like she went the Red Foreman route.
Well, if you don't like your head bald, I feel like having blonde hair is only going to accentuate some of that. Like the bullet thing or whatever you said. I think you're a handsome man.
Thank you.
And I'm seeing you in real life, so this is no shade. This is
no Photoshop. This is real baby smooth skin. And I was 15 when I did that, man. I had just started the punk band, and it was like, yeah. Oh, and the guy from Real World, Tech.
Tech Money?
Yeah,
hell
like,
yeah.
That black guy is cool. I'm going to be the black guy like that in Perrysburg, Ohio. But, being a kid, another one of them stories,
You
man.
could do worse than Tech Money, though. He seemed like the party starter. I would love to hang out with Tech.
That's me and BG.
Fucking hang out. He was Van Wilder's buddy. It's, that's something to aspire to. So I salute you for trying it because I never really had the balls to try out any sort of crazy hairdos other than a bowl cut. But that was just standard issue at that point, Yeah. Maybe I held on to it a little too long, but.
And then I had dreads. Like, nobody remembers when I had dreads in Bowling Green.
That was in college?
I was in college, man.
Shit. I don't remember that. You must have wore a lot of hats.
I did.
Yeah, okay. Well, Jordan had dreads too, so we had two buddies, white and black.
Well, and shout out to Cisco, Unleash the Dragon. Do you see this is it gets no better when we're together. Like we sidetrack remotely, we'll like take a complete detour.
It's even worse actually now because I can sit here and be like, "Wait, what?" and we can just entertain this shenanigans, Yeah. But shout out to Cisco because, like I said, Steve did a deep dive on this. As far as I was concerned back then, there was only one song on this album, and that's fine because the thong song is hot fire, Steve.
Yeah, the whole album's fire. But any callbacks, honorable mentions, or kids you need to get off your lawn?
Let's see here. Of all the like 90s shit that we've been watching, Steve, I don't know. I mean, actually, you know what? I do have a shout out to Daniel Stern. He's here, and he's going to be a legend because of Christmas movies, and we're getting into that season. So shout out to a legend. But we just watched him in a Workaholics movie. In the 90s, I was a Chris Farley fan. I was a lot of comedic actors fan. I don't think if you would ask me then, Daniel Stern would have popped off. But the man is comedic gold. In the Home Alones, and to a lesser-known movie called Bushwhacked, to the uninitiated, Daniel Stern, Hall of Fame comedian.
Celtic Pride. I wouldn't say comedian, comedic actor.
Comedic actor. There you go.
Would he be on your Mount Rushmore of comedic actors?
No. Yes, exactly. Yes, definitely. Did he get a lot of his own movie, like him in the starring role, like the main role? Not necessarily, but that's not to take anything away. I think he was a perfect counterpoint to a lot of people. He added comedy where maybe the other people in the movie didn't have as much comedic chops.
He's good at the Kenan and Kel, Laurel and Hardy kind of like, yeah, I know what you mean,
Hell
man.
yeah, dude. And he's a good physical comedy actor, too.
And we left out City Slickers.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I did. That was a movie I liked, and I just think I lost love for it because my parents overwatched that one. It was like the Doherty effect with Eminem, but with City Slickers and Billy Crystal.
Does Sonya have a thing for Jack Palance?
Oh, God, that's an ugly
He
thing.
wasn't bad looking guy.
Hey, Sonya. Number one guy. Ugh. But shout out to Daniel Stern. Shout out to 90s comedies like Bushwhacked, like Home Alone. We don't get them anymore, Steve. And God only, you're not here for that much longer, but I only hope we can watch a few more while you're here, you know?
Oh, yeah, we definitely have to.
We
man.
have to.
Like, you can't get better than Home Alone. It's like the whole Jordan thing. Like, I love you, LeBron, but, like, bro, the mark is already sky high. Like, you could get closer, like, be the closest, but, like, it's already up there. And that's what Home Alone is, man. All I got is in 1990, Family Matters is airing Fast Eddie Winslow, and that's when Eddie gets had in a pool hall, and Mother Winslow comes and say today, sugar. And then in 1994, we actually watched this together. 90210 is airing Up in Flames, and shit gets cray-cray in a weird way when Steve and company, they set up a rave, a very weird rave, by the way. And unbeknownst to them, the word gets out to a community of lesbians in the area. And all the girls...
I didn't catch that part of it, Steve. That's hot.
You were in the shower, yeah. And all the girls who come there like other girls. And one of them falls in love with Kelly, and they get burnt to a crisp. Roasted, toasted.
Burnt to a crisp, and in the craziest way. And also, this show, the episode features Ian Ziering, and it's not fun to watch that because he gets Kelly Kapow's.
Yeah, there's that.
She's all over. She's getting turned out in Beverly Hills and in Bayside.
But you got to keep watching because it's not authentic. It's not a genuine vibe.
No.
She always has an ulterior motive. This Veronica,
yeah,
T-A-T.
But
I told you.
You got to watch this episode. We didn't cover it, and we should have, but... I mean, a woman gets turned into a baked potato. Ian Ziering might be on the hook for a lot of lawsuit because they burn a mansion down because of some faulty electricity. And we get a Casper Van Dien cameo, which is another hunk of the 90s, Steve, another beefcake of the 90s.
Yeah, and Brian Austin Green, he looks weirded out. But please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Please tell your sister she had dumps like a truck, lies like what, baby on your butt. I think I'm saying it again. Check out Food Show Fanatics and Crushgasm every Wednesday with Kendra. This is Steve G and Maggie with Happened in the 90s.
Baby, where your booty go?